Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to show you a recipe for low-carb bread rolls, flatbread, pizza crust and crackers. No eggs, no dairy, no grains involved. Alright, so let's start with the bread rolls. I know I mentioned a recipe in the beginning, but it's actually going to be a few different recipes, mostly the same ingredients, but different ratios. For the simplicity of this video though, I'm going to make the dough just once, because honestly, there are very subtle, even though important differences between the various recipes. To make the dough, start by mixing the dry ingredients, which are finely ground almond flour, coconut flour, psyllium, baking powder and salt. If you're allergic to nuts, some of the recipes have no almond flour, just coconut flour, so check the description box below for the recipes. All the links will be there. Once combined, add a little bit of olive oil and water. Mix the ingredients with a spatula first and then use your hands to knead the dough until it's soft, pliable and elastic. If the dough is too dry, add more water. If you have never heard of psyllium, you should know that there are different grades of purity, which is why psyllium ranges in color from brown to almost white. I talk about the best form of psyllium and how to work with it on my blog. Again, the link will be in the description box below. When the dough is ready, cut it into 4 equal pieces and form the rolls. I scored the rolls, sprayed the top with water and sprinkled some sesame seeds on top. The bread rolls don't rise or spread very much, so make sure you shape them the way you want them to look like. Bake the rolls at 375 degrees Fahrenheit until golden brown and firm to the touch. Next up is flatbread. I have experimented with different ratios of ingredients and the flatbread is actually really flexible. You can use just almond flour or just coconut flour or a mix of the two. Roll the dough in between 2 pieces of parchment paper as thinly as you like. You can make really thin, perfectly round tortillas or thicker, more oval-shaped naan. I have done both with great success. To cook the flatbread, you will need some type of a non-stick surface because otherwise the flatbread will stick to the skillet. I'm using a well-seasoned cast iron skillet because that's the only non-stick surface I personally use. You don't need to use any oil to cook the flatbread because you don't want it to fry. The finished flatbread should be soft, tender and pliable. Now onto the pizza crust. Roll out the dough just like you did with the flatbread, but this time don't roll it as much to make the pizza crust thicker. Once rolled out, use your hands to shape the crust and form a border. Bake the pizza crust at 425 degrees Fahrenheit either until completely cooked through, or leave it in the oven just for a few minutes to pre-bake it. Last but not least are the crackers. I won't bore you with rolling out the dough again. Instead, here is the rollout dough. Score the dough into whatever shapes you like and then bake it in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit until golden and crispy. And that's it. Low-carb, grain-free bread rolls, flatbread, pizza crust, and crackers. We've got a bread roll, flatbread, pizza crust, and crackers here. Everything is made with psyllium, so as you can tell, I bake a lot with psyllium. So Tanner, how would you describe the flavor and the texture of what we have here?
The flavor is mostly sweet, I would say, throughout all of these diverse options we have here. The texture is also it's flexible. Like, this stuff is cloudy, pillowy, soft because it's so thick, slightly sweet in flavor, more so than the wraps. But there's almond flour and there's coconut flour in here.
Yes.
There's just coconut flour here.
Yes, but you can make the flatbread with just almond flour or just coconut flour or both.
Make it this way because it's very fun to touch. It's very velvety soft. So it's a very decadent experience to eat it.
Yeah.
This holds together really well. It'll make a really great pizza crust. It's not too flimsy, so it works really well that way. Reminds me, it's like a little bit sweeter, so it interacts with the tomato sauce really well. Like, I really like that. And then this, like I said, velvety soft, more neutral in flavor.
Very pliable.
Very, very, very pliable. Like, you can bend it, any angle. And then this is crispy, crunchy, right where you need it to be for crackers. They need to make that cracking noise. So this is right where it needs to be. Very flexible recipe, like I was saying. You can go from pillowy soft to completely crispy, crunchy.
Yes.
The dark ones are the best ones. The darker crackers.
I like the light ones.
No, the darker ones have the
we
charred
differ
flavor.
on that one.
It's delicious. So go for this. Leave them in the oven. Just, make them a little bit darker. You're going to love them.
Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, comment below, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.